Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94. Here back with another reaction video. Today we're going to react to NBA load management does not work. Without further ado, let's get right into it.
Do you think load management is a major problem for the NBA?
You can't handle the truth!
I wouldn't think load management is a major problem for the NBA if it worked. Hello today, how are you all doing? When it comes to load management, my first introduction to it was when Caruso baptized his own teammate in JaVale McGee. It was shortly before this or a little bit afterward. I can't remember if it was this time specifically that you see before you, but LeBron was on the bench, he was looking pretty swagged out, and he wasn't playing. I was wondering why he wasn't playing because there was no real injury announcement. I didn't see him in pain or wincing in the previous game, so I was perplexed. I didn't know. And then shortly before tip-off, they announced he wouldn't be playing because of load management. I had never heard that phrase before up until that point. The first thought in my mind when I heard load management was construction. I thought, is he a contractor? Is he moving furniture? I don't know what that is. But what I just told you was my own personal experience becoming aware of load management. The first technical time I had ever heard of it was when Greg Popovich rested the entire Spurs starting lineup.
And got fined for it.
I didn't know what it was for exactly. I was younger. I wasn't interested in the tech.
I remember when that happened. He got fined like a motherfucker for that shit. Because it was supposed to be a nationally televised game on ESPN, and they NBA was like, nigga, you gonna sit out the whole fucking group? He sat out Tim Duncan, Manu, Tony, and Kawhi. He told all four of them to sit out. And they was playing the Heat with LeBron and Chris Bosh and them, bro. And the league was like, oh, fuck no, you gonna do that? Bet. Hit the Spurs with a hefty ass fine. So y'all niggas said any other team that want to do that, and we got nationally televised games, we trying to make this money, and y'all gonna sit players out? Fuck it, we gonna get on your ass. I wish they would have followed this up going forward, because if they would have followed this up going forward, it'll be a lot more players playing than they should be, bro. Because for real, I'm getting so sick and tired of all these players sitting out and they ain't even really injured. Like, nigga, if you ain't hurt, you need to play. Who gives a fuck if you get injured midway through the season? It happens. That's what happens. Injuries happen. Okay? You need to play. People pay their good hard-earned money to come see you. And you don't want to play? Fine. Fuck you. Give a fuck about your health, nigga. You gonna play today, bitch. Give a fuck, nigga. That's why we respect people from the 2000s. That's why we respect the Kobes, the Iversons, the Jordans. You know what I'm saying? Even the Tracy McGrady's, who was on their last fucking leg and still would go out there and try to put on a fucking show for the fans. Fuck y'all niggas. Fuck these NBA players of the day, man. All y'all pussy, bro.
Technical details, I just assumed
give a fuck about you getting injured
and them being out would be
the
best instead of trying to play through it. And I agree with pretty much all that Popovich had said regarding the subject.
You better play. I paid my good earned money. You better play, bitch.
Pace being up more is expected of individual players. And he had seemed genuinely sincere about...
I think for every player that sit out, we deserve to run our test their ass. Hit their ass with a beer bottle. I think that's what we need to do from here on out. We need to start throwing beer bottles at players. If they gonna sit on the bench in their street clothes, they can get hit with this beer bottle, nigga. You should have been playing. I paid my good hard-earned money to come see you play, and it's fucked up. It's really fucked up when they be in a different conference and shit. If I wanted to go to a Bucks games, if I wanted to go see the Bucks, I would have to drive 4 hours to go to a Memphis Grizzlies game just to go see the Bucks. If Giannis wasn't playing, I'm chucking a beer bottle at him. I'm mad. I drove 4 hours to Memphis, and you ain't gonna play, motherfucker. You got me fucked up. I'm throwing a beer bottle at Giannis. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if we start Malice at the Palace 2.0. Goddamn, I don't care. I drove all this way to see you play. You ain't gonna play, motherfucker? Hell no. Then you got fucking Kawhi. The Clippers come to play the Memphis Grizzlies, and you don't play. I think that's what we need to do. We need to start running our testing people again. I think that's what we need to do. We need to start doing we need to start giving players the Ron Artest treatment. You don't want to play, we gonna Ron Artest your ass. How the fuck you gonna show up in your street clothes but you injured? Nah, nigga, just stay at home. Don't show up to a road game with the team and you in your fucking street. Nah, nigga, what the fuck? Throw that bitch with the accuracy, nigga. Fuck these players, man.
Certain people paying money, trying to see their favorite players, they show up to a game and the person they want to see isn't there. And I get it. On paper, I understand it. It's practical. It makes sense. But it doesn't work. The Los Angeles Clippers have shown us it does not work. More specifically, Kawhi Leonard has shown us that it doesn't work. Kawhi Leonard is the poster child for load management. And if he's the poster child, then Anthony Davis is the poster baby.
Oh, my back. I threw out my back.
There's a lot of criticisms you can give LeBron, but as he continues to age, him missing games and load managing makes more and more
That's why I don't want to see LeBron. I don't want to see no old ass nigga. Fuck out of here.
sense. But when you have players who are sometimes a decade younger than LeBron having these issues, you start to look around and say, what is the problem here?
Just give me a reason, just a little bit's enough.
This comment I saw in one of ESPN's videos on the subject really stood out to me. My daughter wanted to see Ja Morant play, bought tickets to her first NBA game. Ja took the night off, sat on the bench, and ate candy and laughed with his teammates. We were told he was hurt. He played the next game. I doubt we'll ever go to an NBA game again. I don't know why coaches or management simply just don't tell the players to not come in, because when we see the optics of this, the optics look bad. Davis, why aren't you playing? Or you're injured, or you're having a good old time there at other people's expense. We pay hundreds of dollars to come and see you, and you're not here. We essentially saved up hundreds of dollars to look at your back. And while you have a big old smile on your face, joking, laughing with your teammates, we up here looking like this. Well, I guess I'll try again next month. I'll just pick up a couple extra shifts of bullshit and come back. For a lot of people, that simply isn't doable.
Nope.
And now as we go back to Kawhi Leonard, why is he the poster child of load management? Because this man has yet to play a back-to-back game in years. Literal years. And you still can't get him to play a decent chunk of the season, let alone play in the playoffs. Remember how the Clippers were touted to be the team to beat in the West, the most feared team? They've got Kawhi, they've got Paul George, they've got dogs on their team. Oh man, this may be Kawhi Town after all. No, 4 years now. No, it's either he's injured or Paul George is injured. Paul George's injuries have been more freak accidents, but Kawhi is sus. At least with Anthony Davis, you can look at him and say, maybe you're just brittle. Why don't you try to power through it? Is it so serious that you need to miss the game or you need to go out on the bench? With Kawhi Leonard, you question if he even wants to play basketball. If what Kawhi was doing bore some fruit or there was a positive cause and effect, you could shut me up, or you can say, well, you don't know what you're talking about. He's won 2 extra rings on the Clippers. He's won a ring on the Clippers. You can't say that. The more he's load managed, the less you've seen him play.
Facts.
Wasn't the whole point to more load management is better for players? But we're seeing with more and more time that's gone on, the more players load manage, the less you see them, the more undependable they are, the more injuries ensue. And
because they won't fucking play. You have to play. That's the thing. These dumbass niggas don't understand. In order for you to handle an 82 game season, you actually have to play games. Your body has to stay in game shape. That's why they say you have to be in game shape. You can't just be in shape and in all good. Your body can't just be in shape. Your body has to be in game shape. Your body has to be able to take the endurance, the running back and forth, the jumping up and down. All that shit requires your body to do this on a repetition, on on a constant basis. Repetition. So if you keep doing it, your body's going to feel more better doing the job that you love to do. But the problem is when you sit out 5 games, come back, drop 30, then be like, damn, I dropped 30. I feel good. I might just go for 40 the next game. And you play the next game and you tear your fucking ACL. That's because your ass sat out 5 games when you knew nothing was wrong with you. Dog, they gotta stop this shit, bro. It has to stop at some point, bro. Y'all injuring yourselves by not playing. You have to make sure your body is in game shape. If your body's not in game shape, how the fuck do you expect your body to feel when you go up for a dunk or a layup or get hit with a hard foul and you come down on the ground real hard? How do you expect your body to react? It's not going to react well because you did not put yourself in the position to be ready for that shit, bro. Damn, bro. I'm getting so sick and tired of this shit, bro.
Less chances you have of winning a title. Let's actually do something and talk as if we're the players in the league, all right? 82 games, that is a lot. You got a couple back-to-backs in there. I don't know if I can play all 82. Seasons are long, all right? Okay, you're doing a lot, keeping your body in shape. What these people do, athletes in general, the amount of fortitude that it takes to be able to keep up any semblance of peak physicality and eliteness in the mind is gargantuan. So you don't want to play a lot of the regular season, so be it. You don't care about MVPs, you don't care about defensive player of the years, accolades, okay, fine. So long as we get the ring, that's what matters, right? What's that? You're injured for the playoffs? You're gonna miss the playoffs too? What the hell was the point of all this? Why did I give you this contract? You're not playing in the regular season and you're missing the playoffs, so we don't get a ring out of this buffoonery? We get nothing. Well, there's always next year. Next year comes, it's the exact same story as this one. Well, there's always next year. How many players have you guys heard that this sentence follows them? If X player is healthy, if healthy, you hear that with everybody, don't you? With most people. I won't say everybody. You hear that with too many players now. If so-and-so or if insert player, insert bum is healthy, then they're a top team. But they never are. Well, I mean, maybe more load management is... No! In LeBron's interview, when they had questioned him about load management, and he said, I don't see the point of not playing if I'm not healthy. I only sit if my coach tells me to sit. You know LeBron will tell the coach, I don't want to play, and the coach will say, okay, you don't have to play. You know LeBron has the power and the pull to tell the front office. He can tell Rob Pelinka. He can tell Jeannie Buss, I ain't feeling it today. And then they will issue a statement saying, okay, you're going to sit out. It's similar to you asking your parents, can I not go to school today? Is the kid calling themselves out of school? No, the parents are, because the kid asked. I mean, I used to do the same thing too, but that's neither here nor there.
No, sir, not me. I had to come up with a good ass excuse in order to get out. Like I remember one time I faked a heart attack. Don't ask me why. I faked a heart attack one time. I faked I faked me falling down the stairs and hurting my leg. Oh my God. Oh my God. Then there was the time I just waited. Then there was the time I'll just wait for my mom to go to work and then just turn right back around and go in the house. Oh, the good times. Oh man. Oh man, those were some fucked up good times. Shout out to me. Shout out to the younger me for being smart and not actually being like, oh, I'm sick, trying to do the thermometer thing over the light bulb and shit. Nah, I ain't do that dumb shit. I ain't do that shit you saw on TV. I had to be smart. I had to be calculated with this shit. I had to have a good ass reason not to go to school. And boy, did I have a good reason not to go to school. Yep. I always had a good reason not to go to school, or I was just smart enough to know when everybody was going to leave and when they was going to come back. I would wait. Like I said, I would walk down the street. I'd go to the corner store. I give me some snacks. My mom, I know by the time I come out the store, my mom will be driving down the street. Because normally she'll drive by, see me waiting at the bus. I'm coming out the store, she driving by, she honking at me. I'm waving at her, walking back across the street like, yeah, I'll see y'all niggas next week. Like, what you mean next week? Like, what you mean next week? It's Monday. It's like, nigga, no, I'll see y'all next week. I'm not going to school this week. I don't feel like it. It's finna get cold. It's finna start snowing. Yeah, I ain't going to school this week. It's finna be cold and raining and shit. Nah, I ain't feeling it. I see y'all next week when it's normal.
I'm not saying this is something that all the players do. I do believe there's more than should be a certain amount of players that do this. But think of it from an organization's level or their perspective. You're paying these people an upwards of 200 and plus to now 300 and plus $1 million if you're Jaylen Brown, soon to be Jason Tatum and all these other people. So wouldn't you want to protect your product?
Yep.
Why are you still out here in the fourth quarter? Well, I mean, I want... No, you're done. I've seen Steve Kerr sit Curry numerous times before Curry's about to get 50 points.
Yep.
I've seen LeBron get sat. I've seen plenty of people get sat
against
their wishes. And I could tell Curry and LeBron and some of them wanted to say, oh, I want that 40. I want that 50. No, you're sitting. And Steve Kerr, I've noticed he has no tolerance for Curry staying in any extra than he needs to. He takes it out immediately. So I believe a lot of these organizations, upper management, have become scary. They're so protective of their players and they're so busy trying to avoid a season-ending injury that they're willing to miss half the season in order to make that a possibility, only to still not get to the playoffs and still not get a title. And then that player gets upset, he becomes disheartened, he becomes spoiled, and then he decides to take his talents elsewhere. And what do you have to show for it? Maybe 10 years of nothingness, mediocre. Oh, well, we got to the semis once. We got to the Western Conference Finals once. Yeah, that's it. That's all you're going to get. Have fun. Fans, fuck you. We all know how life is. We know the randomness that accompanies life. We know that nothing is ever promised. So there will be things that don't work out. How many times have we called into work simply because we do not want to do it today? There's no particular reason. I'm not sick. Nothing bad has happened in the family. I just don't want to be fucking here. Leave me alone today. Players can feel that way. That is fine. We as fans, we need to be cognizant of the fact that these are human beings. They get tired. You have to take
But how about you do it when it's a home game, though? How about you do it when it's a home game? You play in front of this crowd more than anybody else. When you're on the road, you need to play. That's all we asking as fans. For those of us who can't travel to LA or New York or Milwaukee or Memphis or Denver or whatever, for all of us that can't travel to these places, when the team comes to our city, we at least expect the star player to play. That's all we asking. Now, home games, sit out. You play in front of the fans all the time. It's nothing. Just sit out at home games. But away games, you tell me you can't just play an away game just to make the fans happy? Come on, man.
Accountability in the play. You have to think about mental fitness, mental health, and just the wear and tear that these seasons put on their body. I understand that, but there are people who are abusing it. Zion Williamson abusing it, Ben Simmons abusing it, and little do they know.
Ben Simmons is abusing it. Zion is legit. I don't even think it's really Zion. I think it's the Pelicans that's holding him back, bro. I think Zion need to go to a different team, bro. For real. I really do think that Zion needs to go to a different team because the Pelicans are the ones that's holding him back. I'm starting to realize now, I think it's the Pelicans that's holding Zion back. I think Zion does want to come back and play. I think the Pelicans just shut him down every fucking time. Every time this man gets injured, the Pelicans immediately shut him down. It's not even, and then they don't ask no more, they don't answer no more questions. They say, we shut him down, we'll let you know in due time. And then they'll fuck around and tell you, yeah, we shut him down for the whole season. Yeah, we're not going to go forward with him for the rest of the season. It's the Pelicans, bro.
No, they're only shortening their careers, because I've seen some doctors have come out, high level doctors in and around the industry have stated if the body does not receive enough reps to get used to an activity, it doesn't matter how much you try to take care of it. And
I
do
just
this, you
said
haven't
this.
exposed it enough to the wear and tear, the back and forth. So when you do play, you're just more prone to get injured. It's like trying to run a race when you haven't warmed up properly or doing anything, moving furniture, doing that when you haven't done anything physically straining in months. And something may end up hurting longer than it should, or something may get broken, or you may be like, oh, let's take him out the game. We don't want you playing as much. We'll put you on minutes restriction
No,
for like
dummy.
half the season. And then the playoffs, you'll be fresh. Oh, look, your body turned on you because it's just simply not exposed to this level of physicality going back and forth. But that's just
And another question too is, what the fuck is the purpose of training camp? That's another thing too. What the fuck is the purpose of training camp and practice if these motherfuckers ain't getting in shape? That was the purpose of practice and training camp. It was to get you in shape. What the fuck are y'all doing?
That's what I think. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not some expert on the human body, but you guys would have to tell me below. Am I a little bit on base? Do you think some of what I said could be corrected? Do you think I'm just outright wrong? And what is your opinion of load management in general?
It's
I
trash.
do think it's necessary in some aspects.
Yeah, if you Anthony Davis is necessary. If you Anthony Davis is necessary, but anybody else, if you healthy, nigga, you need to be playing.
I don't necessarily want this, but I do think logically, taking into consideration the evolution of the game and where it's projected to go, I think the NBA season will have to be shortened. And if it does come to that, there should be something on the table that prohibits players from being paid money for a game they didn't play in. Something like it, or something close to it, incentivize more play throughout the season.
Yep.
But as always, if you think I'm wrong on that end, do tell me below in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. I thank you for making it this far if you did. I will see you on the next one.
Alrighty. I'll see y'all in the next video. Till then, peace out.